New York Mets acquire Elisier Hernandez and Jeff Brigham for Franklin Sanchez and a player to be named later in cash consideration. So Elisier Hernandez, there was some high hopes for him in Miami over the last few seasons, but injuries and just poor play played him out of Miami, and the Mets pretty much get him for nothing. So last season for Hernandez, 62 and a third, 3-6 record, 60 strikeouts, a 6.35 ERA, a 1.43 WHIP, and a quality start. So right now he's a reclamation project here, is Elisier Hernandez. And this New York Mets team right now, the only starting pitchers they have under contract is Max Scherzer and Carlos Carrasco coming back for one more season. Chris Bassick, Taijuan Walker, and Jacob deGrom, as of now, are free agent. But I'm not saying Hernandez is going to be in the rotation, but as a guy in the minor leagues or a swing option, he's definitely a player that the Mets could consider this season. And a guy that has electric stuff, but he just can't put it together. So maybe a change of scenery from the Miami Marlins to the New York Mets can help. Because over the last few seasons, a lot of people were big on Hernandez in Miami. And even in fantasy baseball, people were stashing him early in the season. So right here, the Mets, we know they need some arms. Last season, they had a lot of injuries in the rotation, and it's always good to get some depth. I'm not saying these guys are going to be great or anything like that. They're just organizational depth at this point. But Hernandez definitely has a shot, depending what happens in the offseason here for the Mets, to be the fifth starter for this team. And in terms of Jeff Brigham, he's a journeyman reliever at 30 years old. And right now, he's been banged up with a bicep injury. So obviously, he's not going to be fantasy value. And he might just be a guy that possibly could make the team out of spring training. So the Mets and the Marlins in the NL East make a minor deal here. And Elisier Hernandez going to the New York Mets. And we'll see if this kid's upside can maybe turn up over here with this New York Mets team in the 23 season.